Zach with Web3 Reviews. Thank you for being with us. Today, it is Wednesday, April 16th, and we're going to be talking about the crypto market. Let's go.
Remember that none of this is financial advice.
ArcBlock currently sitting at nearly 60 cents. 0.6 it's aiming towards. ArcBlock is a sleeping giant, man. Currently ranked 433rd out of the 30 million cryptos in existence. I've seen Robert Mao tweeting that no member of the ArcBlock team has sold a single ABT because they believe in the project. And I believe what Robert has to say. Robert Mao is a Seattle-based entrepreneur, man. ArcBlock is out here adding value to the crypto market. Let's talk about it. The Earthwalker says that ABT angel investors aren't here for multi-million-dollar gains. It's multi-billion through ArcBlock's tech stack, leveraged into their own mega platforms that are globally recognized. Don't be such a simpleton. These people are a giant part of how ArcBlock will be adopted. This is on top of this post from Robert Mao, the angel investor who wrote me the first check, the initial VC who participated in our seed round, Mr. Ding who joined our Friends and Foo round, and our entire team have never sold a single ABT. Does this mean they're considered locked or not? They're not locked. People just believe in the project. Dude, if you were in on Bitcoin and ETH for the first 3-4 years of life, and you knew it was coming down the pipeline, would you sell or no? I remember this legendary story, and it was always just hearsay, but there was a daughter or a nephew of one of the Rothschilds or something, you know, it could have been a son or a cousin of one of the main people. And they were like, dude, I want to be rich in the future. And one of the OGs told him, hey, here's this USB stick. Like, what is it? Like, hey, just hold on, man. And it was full of XRP. The point is, though, is like, if you know, then you know. And if you're in a good asset that's going to be here for 5, 10, 15 years, and it's going to be providing a real use case in the future of Web3 and in bringing Web 2 into Web3, then you're going to be a winner. And to be a winner in this space means to hit a times 100, a times 1,000. If you're playing with a little bit of money, man, that's going to go a long ways. You're telling me if you got $1,000 and you hit a times 100, you wouldn't be feeling like you did something nice? I don't care if it took 5, 10 years. That's $100K, man. I'll buy a $1,000 lottery ticket if I know that's my plane ride to $100K in 5, 10 years. And of course, there's multiple ways you can do this. You could play shit at the wall where you buy 10 assets and you hope that one of them does it. You could play fucking go in deep on one asset, go in deep on 2 assets. And Warren Buffett always talked about that. He said, if you're confident in something, you shouldn't fucking disperse your eggs in too many baskets. Go deep in 1 or 2 baskets, man. Fucking believe in something. If you didn't know that AWS had an outage which exposed the need for real decentralization among cloud solutions in crypto. Because too many people were tied to AWS. And when AWS goes down, you can't have blockchains going down. Man, this is going to bring in the DeEEP network as well. You cannot have too many people tied to centralized servers. And we'll talk about the DeEEP network in a few. But Jason Brown says this is where ArcBlock shines. ArcBlock is becoming a force no one can ignore in decentralized identity, my data, blockchain, AI, MCP, and more. And MCP stands for multi-chain protocol, which refers to a system or framework that enables interoperability and communication between multiple blockchain networks. This is crucial for a blockchain like ArcBlock, which aims to create a self-evolving ecosystem that can integrate with various blockchains and provide seamless services across them. So ArcBlock's going with that multi-chain protocol, man. Come on now. If you got to believe in something, you got to believe in a local entrepreneur who has VC-backed money where the VC's not asking for money back. All right. How long has it been? It's been 4 or 5 years. And if Robert says they're still not asking for money back in terms of they're not selling tokens, that's a good sign, man. One thing about VCs is they're almost like vultures or fucking vampires. They might give you some money, but there's going to come a day when they come want their toll, man. They're the troll with the toll, dog. It's never over till they get theirs. But in Robert's case, maybe it is. Maybe it is, because maybe these people know they're sitting on that golden goose. There are 24,000 holders as reported by CoinMarketCap. They have a market cap of $60 million, 58.8 to be exact, a 24-hour trading volume of 570,000. There are 186 million ArcBlock ever, while there are currently 98 million circulating. That's not many. You think about an XRP having 100 billion tokens. 186 million isn't that much. And being a Seattle-based entrepreneur, I'd say that Robert Mao and ArcBlock have a better chance of landing the Microsoft partnership than the likes of a MicroStrategy have of getting Microsoft to buy Bitcoin. We know that Microsoft turned that offer down. MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor, they're trying to get somebody to buy the bag. Robert Mao, he's holding on to that bag steady, man. He's been holding it for a long time. It says right here that they have about half out right now. They have a little bit more than half into the circulating supply, meaning the ArcBlock Foundation is holding about 80 million tokens. There's nothing wrong with that, all right? We'll see what they do with it in the future. If you have big plans, you got to hold a bag and you got to make it work for you. Look at the Ripple team. They got that escrow. It's working out well. All right. It's working out well. They didn't burn it all. I'm glad they didn't burn it all like XLM did. What did it do for XLM? And multi-chain protocol enables developers to build dApps that can operate across multiple blockchains without being limited to a single network. It facilitates data and asset transfers between chains, which is critical for decentralized identity and metadata initiatives. It enhances scalability and performance as multi-chain protocols can distribute workloads across networks, complementing ArcBlock's use of decentralized cloud computing, which also includes running AWS spot instances in a decentralized manner. That's a little bit above my pay grade, man, and I'm trying to wrap my head around it. So AWS went down today, but we're saying that if ArcBlock is running an AWS spot instances in a decentralized manner, potentially they could have mitigated what happened today. So the AWS outage today brought down, it paused a few players in the industry, including Binance, Kucoin, and DBank. I've never heard of DBank. So this event highlights a key vulnerability in the centralized cloud infrastructure, a single point of failure. When AWS goes down, it can ripple across industries, especially in crypto, where uptime and accessibility are critical for trading, withdrawals, and user trust. So this happened yesterday on April 15th. AWS went down, all right? And it caused an outage for Binance users, man. And if you're somebody who's trading, if you're somebody who had some money and you wanted to stop a trade, you could have gotten fucked, man. You could have. I don't know what you're up to. Then CZ strikes again. You think CZ intentionally did this to fuck the OHM users? I don't know, dog. Grok goes on, here's how ArcBlock's approach could address the vulnerability exposed by the AWS outage. ArcBlock's technology focused on using decentralized cloud computing servers rather than traditional mining farms to power its blockchain ecosystem. The key points are that they have a node and decentralized architecture. It says ArcBlock's ABT node is designed to run in a fully decentralized manner with no centralized hubs or relays. This means that instead of relying on a single provider like AWS, ArcBlock's infrastructure can distribute workloads across multiple cloud providers. AWS, Azure, DigitalOcean, or even community-run nodes. ArcBlock claims to be the first platform to run AWS spot instances, which are temporary, cost-effective computing resources, in a decentralized way. This suggests that even when using AWS, ArcBlock's system is not wholly dependent on AWS's uptime. If AWS goes down, ArcBlock can theoretically shift workloads to other cloud providers or decentralized nodes. It has fault tolerance and migration. This says that ArcBlock's nodes are fault-tolerant, automatically upgraded, and easily migratable. This means that in the event of an outage like the one yesterday, ArcBlock's system could automatically reroute operations to unaffected nodes or providers, minimizing downtime. There's no single point of failure. And you'd think that AWS doesn't have one single point of failure. That's absurd if so. I don't believe that by any means. You know how much money people are paying AWS? And I don't think Spotify went down. I was listening to Spotify. They use AWS. In any sense though, the fact that ArcBlock's going after this use case is huge, okay? So this whole thing just got me thinking about the DeEEP network, because what ArcBlock's trying to do by decentralizing the servers, it reminds me of DeEEP network, right? And there's room for competition. There's room for Dasani and Aquafina. That's not to compare these super technical blockchain companies to water bottle companies that potentially are using water straight from the tap. Don't let me boil down this argument that far, but let me continue. ArcBlock has the ABT node, which is a core component that integrates cloud services with blockchain protocols to enable developers to build interoperable dApps, okay? The DeEEP network, developed by NerdNode, they've sold over 1,000 of these boxes. People are going to be running these machines, man. I'm running a machine, okay? They're going to be hosting this network. DeEEP network seeks to distribute computational resources across a peer-to-peer network of nodes, reducing dependence on centralized cloud providers. It's designed to support dApps, DeFi, and other Web3 use cases without a single point of failure. So if you're using NerdNode, DeEEP network is onboarding all of NerdNode's current clients using their VPS network onto the DeEEP network. Because the same deal, if you're currently using a Contavo, a NerdNode, and you find out that there aren't that many storage rooms which are hosting all these nodes, what happens if there's a downtime? A lot of crypto could go down. Instead, what NerdNode did is they built the DeEEP network, they sold these boxes, which are plug-and-play boxes, plug and earn, I should say. You plug it in, and it's as easy as just connecting your email, connecting your MetaMask or said other wallet, and moving on with your life, man. Every day, as long as you're connected to the internet, which you should be plugged right into the Ethernet cable, you'll be earning. It's a beautiful system. But what happens though is if you're using a NerdNode, that person's hosting their node on VPS potentially on your system. And you could then be earning a third yield based on that. If somebody's running a Gala Games founders node, potentially you'd be earning a cut of Gala. And I'm unsure where they're at with development of that, but it's a beautiful idea. The DeEEP network's doing DePIN, okay? The DeEEP network. Chew on that. I'm excited for this project, man. You could still get a box, all right? They were partnering with Flora recently as well, where you could get a Flora and DeEEP network box. Flora is a DePIN company that's doing supply chain tracking for the cannabis industry. It's going to be huge, man. The cannabis industry is worth billions. And they got 100 acres in NorCal. They're building their whole own setup. It's going to be awesome, man. I like these real world use case projects that are actually doing things. ArcBlock, they've been at it since 2017, man. DeEEP network, NerdNode guys won Gala Games hackathon 2 years in a row. And then they decided to delve into their own thing, built the DeEEP network. Flora, these guys won a Gala hackathon. They're, of course, building on top of Gala chain. It's a DeEEPin project, all right? We have OSMI AI. I like these projects, man. I do. And when they pan out, It'll make you seem like a genius for getting in early. When people got into Gala Games founders nodes early, they seemed like a genius. And right now you could still get Gala Games founders nodes for around 3K. There are only 7 left. And the last 2 are selling for 4,400. There are still 7 left. Soon there won't be any more left on NFT Harbor, and you'll only be able to get them again on Gala Games website. I think that something huge is gonna happen with Gala. Something's gonna come down the pipeline. We're not even gonna expect it. They've quietly been building. Benefactor's been in the background, taking care of business while everyone's been talking shit. And I can't wait to see it. Check this out. Karate Combat's second up layer 2, which is up layer 2 on Twitter, showcases here, and it's coming in hot with the Underground Bowling Association. Yes, bowling on chain. Let's roll. So voting opens Thursday, April 17th. In 2 days, you'll be able to bet on Karate Combat's app on the Underground Bowling Association. That's both hilarious, dangerous, scary, exciting, whatever you want to call it, man. I mean, the thing is I thought I wanted to fight in the Influencer Fight Club. Maybe I want to be in the Underground Bowling Association. Yeah, holy shit, dude. We need a bowling team, man. We need a Web3 Reviews wrapped bowling ball. Knocking pins down, chasing green candles. You know what it is. We need a green bowling pin, man. That's what I'm going to have on the channel. I'll send that out when we hit 1,000 subs. Nobody wants the Algo, right? You'll get a customized green bowling pin. That's right. No, but when we hit 1,000 subs on YouTube, I'm giving out a Belova leather strap watch and 1,000 algorand or 10,000 flare. Comment below whatever you'd like. All right. Either way, we're talking about 150, 200 bucks. And we're talking about a watch valued at $250. It's a leather strap chronograph watch. It's nice. I'm not a leather strap guy. I bought it at ETH Denver, and I told myself when I hit 1,000 subs, I would give it away to the channel. I like watches, all right? I heard somebody say in the watch community on YouTube that they kept track of every day they wore a watch, and they would write that down, and they wanted to get to a place where their watch equaled out to $1 a day, if not less, in terms of cost of ownership. Meaning if you bought a watch that was $100, a G-Shock Casio, for example, and you wore it for 100 days, your cost of ownership was $1 per day. I mean, the fact is that time is money. I saw a quote once that said, every dollar you spend, you will have to earn to get back. And that is so true, man. But every dollar you invest in crypto, it's gonna fucking multiply if you get in the right cryptos, man. It's gonna make your time worthwhile. That's why I invested in crypto for the last 8 years, and it's paid off. And I'm still here playing the game, okay? I couldn't fully leave the casino. I didn't make enough. I'm still working that 9 to 5. I'm still on the hunt. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful to play the game. You gotta look around and say, hey, I'm here still. All right, I'm here playing the game. You gotta look around wherever you are, man. If you're eating somewhere all the time, look around and see the other people eating there all the time. If you're going to the weed shop all the time, look around and see the other people buying shit all the time. Like, hey, do I want to be these people, you know? Wherever you go, look around and say, hey, is this what I'm building towards? Look at the old person who's been there for 10 years and say, do I want to be them in 10 years? Do that at your job, man. Think about that. Where do I want to be in 10 years? Ask yourself that. I said the other day on the channel, it only takes 100 days to really make a fucking difference in your life, and it only takes 20 days to make a habit. You could start today. You could start right now. You could start investing in ArcBlock. You could buy a fucking Deep Network node box. It'll take a month, 6 weeks to get here, and then you'll be earning this DEEP token. And if you get in on these first boxes, they're going to be paying them out. Okay, they're going to be paying them out better than the others. And I'm here for that, man. I'm here to make some passive income in crypto. And you got to set yourself up for this. You got to plant some seeds and watch them grow. This isn't an overnight thing. There's no getting rich in crypto overnight. If you do, you're very lucky, and it's probably some casino bullshit, and you should probably leave. Okay, leave the casino. Don't be a prisoner of hope. Don't be a hopeless optimist. Fucking get your money and get out. If you put $1,000 in crypto and it turns to 10K, take out fucking 5K, man. Pay your taxes, do whatever you got to do, and fucking come back with the rest of that money. Think of it like free money, but play hard with that money. Don't think of it like too much free money where you're bullshitting with it. Play fucking hard with that money. Play to win, man. One time I had a friend who told me I played this game fucking great. He's like, man, you play this game well. I was like, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I'm not a trader. That's the thing, is I'm not a trader, man. I'm a hodler. I buy things and I hold. I look for things that are valuable. I learned early on, you don't buy the tops of charts, man. When something's at the top, you look to fucking sell it or you hold forever if you're a long-term believer. But there's going to come a time when you have to take a look at your bag and say, I have to reevaluate my positions based on what's where. So yeah, if you can't see where this is going, continuing on about Karate Combat. Look at this. They say, what sport should we take up only gaming to next? I'd like to see ping pong. I'd like to see any other sport. I'd like to see food eating contests. Look at this. First of all, in 2 weeks, Sam Alvey will be facing Tyrone Spong in a fight for the Karate Combat heavyweight title, and the stakes are high, they say. Sam Alvey, man. Smiling man Sam. All right? This guy went 0-6 to end his UFC career. He walked into Karate Combat and started knocking fools out. The UFC is a different level, and Sam Alvey's bringing that fucking level to Karate Combat. Get the Spain or Despania, I don't know how to say his name. We got him in fucking Karate Combat too, dude. We got Muhammad Mokaev, bro. He got released by the UFC. I'm pretty sure he's undefeated. I watched this dude's knee get mangled so bad, but he held on to get that fucking win because he knew he was going to win unless he tapped. What a badass, dude. I like that guy a lot. Karate Combat's badass. I like their Karate Combat aspect, and look what they're doing with their up layer 2. They say we turned over 100,000 karate superfans into on-chain predictors through no-loss games that reward attention and deep end engagement. Builders cannot do the same and drop their tokens into a pit, launch their games, and start capturing mindshare. Only on Up. Holy shit, man. Up early, up often, up only gaming. Up.rodeo. Look at Up layer 2, man. Look at this. When Chow Army went to there, he said he wanted a deep dive with Robin Black. This probably isn't what he meant. Rear taken, consciousness revoked. Welcome to the pit. What the hell is going on, man? Look at Azim with that fucking Karate Combat chain, man. That shit's glowing. That's fucking legendary. I'm gonna go to their app. Previously on Up 2, they had top flight football. They had Arsenal versus Chelsea. They had Southampton versus the Wolves. They had Everton versus West Ham. They had Nottingham Forest versus the Ipswich Town. All right, I couldn't tell you about this shit, man. They had Tottenham versus Fulham. My boy Robot Clinic, man, he's got to tune in and let me know what this means, dude. Man United versus Leicester. What does this mean? What is top flight football? What's Karate Combat doing? Up layer 2, what are they doing? They're upping the stakes in terms of what you can bet on. They're getting the Underground Bowling Association. They're getting top flight football. They're adding to the Karate Combat repertoire of what you could fucking bet on, man. And I'm not saying you should be out here gambling. I'm not saying that should be a habit that you're adding to your 20 days of building habits on. But this is an interesting aspect. Just like I'm not saying you should be smoking weed, man, Metaflora. I'm not pushing the weed, man. All right? But what I am saying is there's a lot of money in that industry, and there's a lot of upside to being an investor in that type of deal. There's a lot of money in gambling, and to be an investor in this is huge, man. There's a lot of money in UFC. You remember Dana White bought the UFC for $3 million and he sold it for $4 billion? Remember that? In the UFC, while it had all its upside about not being a place with multiple promoters who could withhold their fighters from making fights, you have Dana White doing the same thing. He's the equivalent of multiple fucking promotions. All right? And I'm not throwing shade at Dana. Dana's a fucking legend. But the fact of the matter is that Karate Combat comes with their own fucking aspect, being that it's a decentralized organization. I want to see Despain fight the winner of the Sam Alvey fight. I do. I think it's time we throw that up for vote, the decentralized organization, which is Karate Combat. Karate Combat's a DAO, man. Get in the fucking pit, dog. Man, I think Karate Combat's worth taking a stab at. It's ranked 1,000 by market cap out of all the 30 million cryptos in existence. It currently has a market cap of $8.8 million, but a 24-hour trading volume of 152,000. There's only 110 billion karate tokens ever in existence, and right now there are 66 billion circulating. So the karate team is holding on to a good 45 billion Karate Combat token. Nothing wrong with that. They're doing free gambling for the first 3 years on all events through their app. If you want to pick up some karate token, that's the ticker right there. It's karate. All you do is buy some HBar, you download the Karate Combat app, you create an account, you open up a wallet, they'll give you a 12-word, it's really straightforward. You send some HBar to that account. You can convert your HBar to Karate Combat right there in the app. You need to have that Karate Combat in your wallet for at least 48 hours before betting opens up, or else they'll tell you that you missed the event. I'm a fan. I like what Karate Combat's up to. Karate Combat right now is 1.3/100th of a penny. This token is minuscule. The 1 month, we're down 31%. The 1 year, we're down 94%. So the deal is that Karate Combat's doing free gambling for their first 3 years of life. I want you to think about this. What if there was a whale, an HBar whale, who would be betting big on the events, and then when he made money or got his money back, he would convert it back to HBar. So there could be a constant sell pressure on Karate token for that first 3 years, being that they're doing free gambling. Even if you were to lose, they give you your money back, okay? Now, I'm not here to promote gambling to you guys. I'm just telling you, I think the Karate Combat has an opportunity, being a decentralized organization, as well as a sporting organization and a gambling organization all together, to have a huge impact. And you're looking at a token that's 1.3/100th of a penny. There's room to run here. There is room to run. This token is low, man. All time, the token's down 92%. If Karate Combat even goes on to hit 1 cent, people who are investing now are going to make a nice killing. That's a damn near times 100. I think it's worth taking a stab at Karate Combat, man. I like watching their events. I like going to their events. I think Asim, the founder and CEO, is a cool guy. I think he's charismatic. And that goes a long ways when you have a charismatic CEO and founder who's confident in his product, who believes in what he's building. That goes a long ways. And that's how I feel about Karate Combat. Zach with Web3 Reviews. Thank you for being with us. Until next time.